Hey guys, thanks for checking in. This is Mr. Law back here. What we're going to do in this video, we're going to go over the Articles of Confederation. So before our beloved Constitution, we had another Constitution, and that was the Articles of Confederation. So talk a little bit about the history of the Articles of Confederation, what the strengths were, what the weaknesses were, and what some of the results of the Articles were, and why we ended up scrapping the Articles and going with the Constitution. So the Articles of Confederation, we are going to refer to it as the Articles, not to be confused with the 7 articles that are in the U.S. Constitution. But the Articles was the law of the land in the United States from 1781, which was during the Revolutionary War, up until 1789 when the Constitution was ratified. Now, the Articles had a lot of weaknesses. There were some strengths under the Articles. The national level government could wage war and again fought the Revolutionary War under the Articles. They could make peace with other countries. They could sign treaties. So there were some good foreign affairs powers in the Articles. And of course, it ran the U.S. during the Revolutionary War. Another strength was that under the Articles, the Northwest Ordinance was passed, which was the way in which Western lands could be regulated, system of admitting new states, and slavery was banned in any new states that were added under the Northwest Ordinance. So when we talk about the Northwest in this context, we're referring to states like Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Illinois. As mentioned before, the Articles had many weaknesses. There was a Congress. It was unicameral, meaning it had one chamber, and each state, no matter how big or small, each of the 13 states had only one representative. A big weakness was that it lacked the power to force the states to pay taxes and to regulate trade. So it had no way to raise revenue to pay for things. There was no executive branch, so there was no president, there was no judicial branch to interpret the laws. Laws under the Articles had to be approved. 9 out of the 13 states had to approve, so it needed to be approved by a supermajority, which was much more difficult than a simple majority. To change or amend the Articles, all 13 states had to approve. This threshold was almost impossible to reach. Having unanimous approval to change anything in the Articles really made it difficult for the document to change and evolve with changing times. The results of the Articles of Confederation. One of the results of the Articles was that there was a lot of bickering between the states. The national government couldn't regulate or facilitate the relationships between the states, and some of the states went as far to threaten military action against each other. Also, some states threatened to make alliances with foreign nations. Under the Articles, the nation really had no way to raise money to pay any of its debt. And the United States was in great debt because of the Revolutionary War. Also, an event called Shays' Rebellion took place in New England. And the main takeaway from Shays' Rebellion was it underscored the fact that the national government was too weak to put down any uprisings. The biggest takeaway, though, in regards to the results of the Articles of Confederation was it led to the Constitutional Convention in 1787, where the U.S. Constitution was written to replace the Articles of Confederation and then was ultimately ratified or turned into the law of the land in 1789. So the biggest takeaway of the results of the Articles of Confederation was it led to the U.S. Constitution.